This is Racelets INDYCAR Podcast. Here are your hosts, Fred and Sydney.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another episode here of the Racelets INDYCAR Podcast. I'm Fred.
I'm Sydney.
And we are really excited about today's show.
Yeah.
This is a little bit off
Something
script
special.
for us. We do have a special guest joining the show today. This guy, honestly, fell in love with him basically, from the moment we met him earlier this season. I've been following his career up to this point. He's one of the biggest and brightest young talents right now in IndyNXT, working his way on up to the NTT IndyCar Series, which we'll hopefully see him here very, very soon. He's had a meteoric rise really through the road to the Indy ladder. He's driving right now for Andretti Global, and he's ready to turn heads, and he is turning heads right now in IndyNXT. This guy only knows how to drive fast. He'll be telling us all about that. The number 28 of Andretti Global car, Mr. Max Taylor, is going to be joining us right now. Max, thank you so much, and welcome to Racelets INDYCAR Podcast.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. Very kind words, so very appreciative. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, Sid. Let's start by where we kind of first met you earlier this season. I don't know if you remember or not, but definitely left an impression on my daughter here.
In the jump.
Sydney, how did we get together with Max?
Yeah, my little sisters were with us on Friday at Long Beach, and they wanted to walk through the fun kids zone area, and we're walking, and we're gonna leave, and I'm like, wait, Dad, is that Max Taylor? And he's like, wait, where? I'm like, look, his shirt says his name, and so Dad runs over to him. It's like, Max. Yeah. I was kind of blown away at first. Oh shoot, you're right. It is Max Taylor. You were with a couple of your buddies that we'll be talking to later on as well. Max, do you remember that? I mean, you were about ready to go on the big inflatable slide, I think, right?
I don't remember what we were doing. Yeah, I was with a few of my friends and former teammates. But yeah, we were just, I think, messing around, just having fun. But yeah, I was there at Long Beach for the IndyCar race, and I was standing on the box for the 27 car, Kyle Kirkwood, for the whole weekend, just taking the opportunity to just learn as much as I could that weekend, and just take in as much as I could. Yeah.
Okay, Max, we have to start with your journey to racing and getting into it, because it's different than what we've seen with a lot of other drivers. You didn't start when you were 4 or 5. You started, 6 years ago?
5-6 years ago. Yeah. So the first time I got in a go-kart, I was about turning 13. So I'm 18 now. Yeah. So, I got into racing really, very in a unique way, very different to a lot of other drivers where their, family are in it, and they get in a go-kart at 5-6 years old. But yeah, I got into it pretty late and just fell in love with it the moment I stepped in the go-kart. And I found out I was pretty good at it as well. So, I kept going, and now I'm here.
Where did you find the passion for racing? Where did it start?
Honestly, I think it started from Lightning McQueen, watching the Cars movie. When I was young, I used to, watch that on repeat over and over and over again. So I kind of always had a love for cars and racing, but never really found out about IndyCar or Formula One, any motorsports until like I said, pretty recently, 5-6 years ago.
That's what I love about your story, Max. Is it's not traditional, like Sydney was saying, starting the karting at an early age and going forward like that. I mean, I've heard Drive to Survive really played a role in inspiring you. Now, if nobody knows what Drive to Survive is, that was Netflix's documentary show featuring F1, correct? And if somebody had told you back then, when you first got into it, that you'd be racing for Andretti Global just a few years later, I mean, would you have even believed anybody if they had said that?
No, not at all. I mean, it kind of goes to show that, it doesn't take necessarily a racing family or a really famous last name or being in it since you were, first thing that you can do since you can walk, it could be just any person, that really loves it, has a passion for it, and, has the right people and the right things to take them all the way, So, yeah, I mean, definitely would have not believed, 13-year-old me. Yeah.
Now, are you the first professional driver? I didn't research this. Being from Hoboken, New Jersey?
Surely. Yeah, have to be. I lived in and out of the New York City area my whole life. I used to go to school there in Manhattan, lived in Brooklyn for a while. And yeah, now I'm in Carmel, Indiana, but yeah, that's sort of that's where I'm from. Yeah.
Your rise in racing has been really quick. You're in USF Juniors, USF 2000, USF Pro 2000 with championships mixed in, and now IndyNXT. When did it click for you that you belong in racing and you were meant to be here?
That's a hard thing, honestly, because man, the sport is so hard that even when you have a bad day or a bad weekend, you almost get a little bit of imposter syndrome where you're like, shoot, do I even belong here, So I think definitely winning the USF Juniors championship was a big deal. That's the first championship that I won in cars, and that definitely sort of set the tone where it's like, yeah, I am meant to be here, sort of, and I can be here. I'm good enough to be here. I'm good enough to be a champion and win. So that was definitely big for me. But yeah, it's honestly been just taking it year by year and seeing how it plays out. I never saw myself to be a race car driver, even a few years ago. So yeah.
Did you play any other sports growing up or in high school or anything like that? Baseball, basketball, soccer,
No, not really. No, I never really found something that I was really passionate about and that I was good at. I wasn't honestly very athletic. I was not. I was more academic. I was really focused on my grades and, just getting into a good college was sort of my plan before racing.
You mentioned you're really big into video games and you do a lot of sim racing and stuff like that. How excited are you that IndyCar, after 20 years now, is going to be, made the official announcement? We're going to have a racing game on console for all the consumers out there. I mean, I haven't had a racing game in a while. I've kind of built a little, rig here for the kids here at home so they can play and stuff like that. We do a little bit of Forza. But having an IndyCar game and your, likeness and everything like that being in that, I mean, how freaking cool is that?
Yeah, definitely. I'm really excited for that. I hope I'm in it. That'd be pretty sick. But yeah, I sim race all the time. I have my sim right behind me. I'm on it all the time, constantly to prepare for racing. So it's definitely really exciting for sure.
Awesome. Talk to us a little bit about Andretti Global. It's the name alone is legendary in motorsports. When you first walked into the shop, was there a moment that really hit you like, hey, this is your team now?
Yeah, it was honestly hard to believe. I signed the contract a bit earlier in the season and I almost didn't believe it until I saw it, until I saw my name on the car and on the truck and realized damn, this is real, and honestly, it is such an honor to be part of this team. They're such an incredible team, so much talent, and they do an amazing job. Their shop is very impressive. It's massive. It's huge, and it really is such a privilege to be a part of this team.
What has surprised you most about working with this organization?
I think the jump up from USF Pro to IndyNXT is such a big jump in terms of professionalism and the level of detail that goes into it, because it's such a competitive championship and you're just one step away from IndyCar, and many of the people that are working in it, engineers, mechanics, are former IndyCar engineers and mechanics as well, so I think that was the biggest surprise, just the level of detail and professionalism.
Walk us through your race morning. Do you have a very strict morning routine that you follow every race day, or is it different?
I'm not superstitious. I don't do anything superstitious like that, but getting a good night's sleep is very important for sure. And then making sure, I'm just ready for the day, shower, go to the track, make sure I'm there on time. And I listen to music as well before a race, before a session, just to get me sort of in the zone and clear a lot of the noise.
Speaking of music, what is your favorite type of music? What really gets you pumped up and ready and puts you in that zone?
Well, it depends. Sometimes I want music that'll pump me up if I'm, say, starting further back in the field and I know I need to get going. And sometimes I like to listen to some more calm music if I'm starting on pole or up front, just to relax myself a little bit. But I like to listen to Drake. He's probably my favorite artist.
Okay, that's good. That could really put you in the zone for sure. Everybody has, their little traditions or, superstitions, things like that. You said you're really not superstitious, but is there anything you do like every race weekend that's become part of your routine?
There's so much. The preparation part of racing is incredibly important. It's almost just as important as what you do on the race weekend at the racetrack. So working with the team the week before the race, setting up calls to talk about the last week's race and going on the sim and just the prep work. It's a lot of things and it's very time consuming, but it's very, very important to make sure you're fully prepared for the race weekend. So it's a lot of things that go together.
I have another question here, just a little follow-up. How did you do this all? Like you raced in 6, I think, of the 14 races in NXT last year, still in high school at the time. How did you work all that together so that way you're able to complete your studies and focus on being a race car driver?
Yeah, I just graduated high school a few months ago only, just as I moved here to Carmel. But yeah, it's very, very difficult, and it takes a lot of sacrifices. It really does. Just racing in general from me and my parents as well, the time, the effort, the money, of course. But it's for a good cause. I love it. And I had a really good school, Andretti Global. They're an online school made for professional athletes and actors, musicians, stuff like that. So they're very helpful. But as well, I knew it was very important to do well in school. And I always have been good at that. But yeah, it's difficult. It's a lot of time management and, doing it when you really don't want to sometimes. But yeah.
That's commitment right there. Absolutely.
A lot of the times us fans only see the helmet and the racing suit and the fast cars. They don't really get to know the person underneath everything. What is something you would tell your fans that might surprise them to know about you?
Don't know. I'm not a race fan. I don't think about myself too much. Maybe just that I sort of my story going into racing, that I only started 5-6 years ago, which is very, very different than anyone else. And yeah, I'm competing with guys that are, a lot older than me often and been in this for a lot longer. So sometimes, maybe some people wouldn't realize that.
Yeah.
Now, how do you balance that, like you're saying, being a professional race car driver and also, enjoying your life outside of the paddock?
Yeah, it's I think you do have to have a balance. You need to, go out with your friends and just blow off some steam sometimes and have a balance where you're not just where you are having a good time, like you're having fun and you're enjoying it. Because enjoying it is honestly such a massive part of being a good race car driver. You have to love it so much. So yeah, it's been good here since I moved to Carmel, since there's a lot of racing drivers here as well. So, and honestly, those are really the people that I can connect with and be friends with, is other racing drivers. So it's been really good to have that community here for sure.
Outstanding.
Looking back on this season so far, what do you think the biggest lesson IndyNXT has taught you so far?
Oof. It's been a up and down season for sure. So yeah, just the mental strength that it takes to win a championship at this level, at this competitiveness, to just be even keeled the whole time, never be too excited or too sad, and sort of never give up, so because there's so many variables that are outside of your control and so many things that can go wrong, but you just have to focus on yourself and trust the process. and just sort of not worry about the results too much. They'll come as long as you do the right things.
Has there been somebody either at Andretti or another veteran driver or a teammate that has, that you've learned the most from, that you can, take the most from?
So many people, man. Honestly, I mean, before I came to Andretti, it was the guys at VRD, Dan Mitchell, Jacob Loomis.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, Bob Perona, the coach at Andretti, he's an incredible man. He's awesome, and he's helped me so much this year. And as well, leaning on the IndyCar guys. I've gotten to know Will and Marcus and Kyle a lot, and they've been very helpful for me. So there's a lot of very talented and very just great people that I can lean on and learn so much from. Yeah, that's
awesome, right there, Max. Now, for a second, let's just say we're at race day now. Take us inside the cockpit. You're rolling out to the green flag. Everything gets quiet. Visor comes down. What are you thinking? What's going through your head those final moments before the green flag drops?
Yeah, I mean, usually it's the worst part. The waiting and just sitting in the car with the heart rate up is, man, it sucks because you just want to get going. But it's just all about breaking it down and focusing on what you need to do. Say when you're going onto the outlap, what you need to do on the outlap to get the tires warm, and then what you need to do on the start to get a good jump, and just taking it sort of step by step, and just, like I said, focusing on the process.
Absolutely.
Do you get butterflies every time, or does your instinct just completely take over?
I feel like the butterflies never go away, honestly, even though, I do this so much now and I'm, just racing more and more and more, but I feel like the butterflies never go away.
You talked about, having some obstacles to overcome and things like that can be challenging to you. Let's just take it back to yesterday's race, right? I think we started 12th.
Yep.
Worked your way up through the field. Yellow comes out. On the restart, I didn't see on the race coverage what had happened. What we saw, you had dropped, I think, all the way down to like 15th at the time. But at the second half of that race, you were the fastest car on track. You were making up the most ground. Moved up 10 additional spots to end up in a 5th place position yesterday. Outstanding race on your behalf. And like, you've mentioned before, you love, and all you know how to do is drive fast. Take us through, what was going through your mind yesterday during that race.
Yeah, I mean, we set up the car for the race and not for qualifying. So we started further back in 12th, knowing we'd have a good race car. And I had a really good start, made it up to 8th. And then on the first restart, I had a really big moment and went to almost last, nearly crashed the car. So I had to sort of compose myself, and my spotter and my engineer helped to, sort of walk me through it and just take a deep breath and just reset. And then the car really came to me, and I just picked them off one by one. And
it was fun to watch.
Yeah, no, it was fun. It was fun to drive as well, and the team was really happy. I was really happy with my performance, and these ovals are very challenging and very new to me as well. So it's cool to have that unique challenge where you're just learning so much each race weekend. And I felt like I learned a lot and took a really big step up this weekend. And it was a good result, but still a bit annoyed because if maybe we didn't have that moment, we would have been, I think, fighting for the win or the podium. So, but still really happy with it for sure.
Still a few races left in the season where you can chase that down. You did pick up your first win of your IndyNXT career earlier this season in Arlington. Tell us about picking up your first win and how that was for you.
Yeah, I mean, that was huge. Like you said, where it's kind of like a moment where I realized that I belong here. That first win is definitely unforgettable, but honestly, all I can think about is just getting back on the top set of the podium. It's been a little while, and we've had some difficult races. So, I just want to feel that feeling again really, really badly.
Yeah. One thing fans don't always see or appreciate is the strategy behind racing. When you're chasing someone down, do you plan the pass a lap or two before it happens?
Yeah, oftentimes, yes, especially on the ovals. Where it's very difficult to pass, and you really have to set it up multiple laps in advance. But that's sort of the extra brain power that you have that a really great driver has to drive a fast car and also think about a million other things about how am I going to pass this guy ahead and setting up the pass and realizing he's bad in this braking zone, he's braking early, so I can get him here, something like that. Oftentimes you will set it up, a few laps in advance.
What's harder in your opinion? Is it, setting up and making that pass, or is it, defending the guy that's behind you?
Well, I usually don't like to defend because that means I'm slow.
Off.
Hopefully. I mean, that's the goal, just to not have to look in my mirrors, But yeah, the overtaking can be hard for sure. Depends on the track. Like Mid Ohio, it got very difficult to overtake. Barber, but yeah, I mean, passed a lot of cars yesterday.
Okay, let's do like a speed round. So keep your answers short and sweet. First thing that comes to mind, okay? Okay. Favorite track?
St. Pete.
Okay. Favorite post-race meal?
Steak.
Ooh, what about a pre-game? What about a pre-race meal? You have a
pre-race meal? Something lighter than steak for sure.
Well, yeah. Okay. I was gonna say.
Best driver you've raced against?
Oof. Damn, that's hard. I'll say Will Power. I raced him on the sim.
That's awesome. That is so cool.
Dream IndyCar teammate?
Will. Yeah.
Could be the same. Yeah.
Favorite movie?
Talladega Nights.
Love that.
Favorite music before climbing in the car?
Yeah, we kind of said that. I guess Drake. Yeah, is a good one.
Road, street course, or oval?
Oof, I like street courses.
Yeah. And then, who in the paddock makes everyone laugh?
In the IndyNXT paddock.
Yeah.
I say Jack Beaton.
Yeah.
Jack Beaton. You do have great teammates with Josh and Lockie. Really good guy there too. I got a bonus question here for you. Well, I already kind of asked you about that, about the video game, but looking forward, every driver has goals beyond wins, and that's championships. But when we talk, to you, like, where are we going to see Max Taylor? Where do you see yourself in the next 2, 5, 10 years from now?
Hard to say, man. I mean, hopefully an IndyCar champion, Indy 500 race winner, but maybe not. Maybe I'm in IMSA or WEC or Formula One, or it's hard to say. But for now, for sure, IndyCar is my goal. So being an IndyCar champion or IndyCar race winner, even, that would be incredible.
What do you hope people say about you in like 5 to 10 years?
I mean, that I'm fast, first and foremost. But as well that I try to be just a helpful and just kind person to everyone. I do a lot of coaching as well for VRD in the lower levels, and I really do enjoy just generally helping people out and just being kind and being there for people.
That's awesome.
That's the best answer I've heard so far.
I
Just being a kind and genuine human being, because in this day and age, it's harder and harder to find people who are true and genuine like that, Max.
Yeah.
And I can already tell with your personality and your character that you are one of those special breed of individuals, and we love that about you. Absolutely. You've built a lot of fans in a short amount of time. What's one message that you would say to everybody who's followed you along your journey so far and continue to support you every weekend?
Yeah, I mean, thank you. But yeah, no, it is really cool. Sometimes I don't realize it, but I do have a lot of people cheering for me. And when some of them come to the races, whether it's my friends or my parents' friends or stuff like that, sponsors, it's really cool to see their support, and they genuinely believe in me, and it's really cool to see that for sure.
Awesome.
Absolutely. We're going to be closing here in just a minute or two, Max. Thank you again for taking this time out of your busy day. I know you got all your other, contractual obligations that you've got to attend to, but thank you again so much. This has been a fantastic conversation. This is an 18-year-old kid right here who has got the brain. He already said he likes going to school. He enjoys to learn, and you can tell it's extremely intelligent, kind-hearted individual. We really appreciate you spending this time with us today, Max, here at Racelets. IndyCar Podcast. And thank you, you and Sydney and have been DMing on Instagram and on text messaging and stuff like that. I think it's really cool that you've gone out of your way and actually, replied and been very professional in conducting yourself as well. That's just an amazing thing.
For sure. Yeah. No problem. Of course. These interviews are very important, even if it's, they're very important just for me to get experience, to learn how to conduct myself. And I'm still learning. Like I'm only 18, so it's good. And I'm very appreciative.
Hey, we're the same way. We do this out of the love of the sport. Sydney here.
I'm 16.
She just turned 16.
Oh,
yeah.
She, this is huge for her as well.
Yeah.
She's been doing this for a couple of years. We caught you last year at Laguna as we went up to Laguna Seca to get to that racetrack. We're hoping that we'll be there again in September for the season finale on that, and we'll catch up and again. And we're just looking forward to watching you continue and to grow here in Next, and get that next step in life and get that IndyCar ride. I know it's coming. You can definitely tell. How to race, how to drive. Max, again, thank you so much. Best of luck the rest of this season. And if you ever want, to come back on and talk with us, we'd love to have you here. Yeah. Is there any parting words or anybody or, anyone you want to thank or any messages you want to share with everybody out there right now?
No, thank you for having me, for sure.
Awesome, Max. Thank you so much again for joining Sydney and I. We'll be talking again. Another race coming. What is the next race coming up for you guys?
Portland in a few weeks.
Okay, that's going to be a tough track. Did you race at Portland last year?
Yeah, last few years in USF, yes.
Okay, and that's a really good track for Will Power. He's been very successful as well. So you can pick his brain a little bit more now that you guys work together at Andretti. Yeah. I think that's awesome. We have an interview coming up. I believe it's next week with one of your good friends, Ryan Janetta. Any dirt you have on him?
Not that I could say here. I'm not gonna throw him under the bus, but no. He's a good friend, and like I said, I've been coaching the VRD guys, so he's one of them that I coach a lot, and he's been progressing really well. Honestly, it's really cool to see that, and he got his first podium at Mid-O recently, so it's been really cool to see him.
That's awesome. Max, thank you again so much for joining Sydney and I here at Racelets. And we'll be talking to you here shortly. Yeah. And best of luck the rest of the season, and we will see you again soon.
Thank you.
You got it, buddy. No problem. Wow. What an awesome interview that was. Max Taylor, Andretti Global Racing, the number 28 car here in IndyNXT. And he just came off one of the most exciting races that we've seen out of him just yesterday. The way it reminded me a lot of what we just saw at David Malukas earlier today, having to just start in the back and then just, picking guys off left and right. And man, you talk about a kid who has everything, his head is in the right place. He's grounded, but very professional, very kind-hearted. You can just tell that Max Taylor is a class act, and we're big fans of his and are going to continue to support him and watch his, career develop.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Before we get out of here, let's not forget that if you like this show, then please follow, like, and subscribe to all of our social media outlets.
TikTok, Instagram.
Yes, this will be going everywhere. And then again, the summertime, the heat, stay hydrated. Get yourself some Liquid Science over at Java House. Use
my
code. What is that code again? Max Taylor can use this code right here.
Use my code SydneyBone10, save 10% off. Java House. I recommend the white peach iced tea.
Yes.
Very good.
Outstanding stuff right there. So that's going to do it for us here. This really special episode. And again, I am so excited that we were able to have Max Taylor joining us here today on Racelets IndyCar Podcast. Again, follow us, like, and subscribe. This will be on YouTube as well. And we will be coming to you again here very shortly with a recap of what just happened at Nashville this weekend, the Borchetta Bourbon Music City Grand Prix, the IndyNXT, and IndyCar as well. Looking forward to talking to you all again. Thank you so much. For Fred
and Sydney,
thanks again. This is Racelets INDYCAR Podcast. We'll see you guys all next time.